You ever notice something strange about yourself? At 2 in the afternoon, you're sitting there, staring, can't think, can't focus, barely even feel awake. But then 2 a.m. hits. Suddenly your mind is sharp. Ideas are flowing. You're writing, thinking, creating, feeling more like yourself than you did all day. And the worst part? You know you should sleep, but you just can't stop. That's not laziness. That's not bad habits. Your brain is doing something very specific. And psychology has a fascinating explanation for it. 1. Your brain is finally free from the noise. Think about what happens during the day. Notifications, responsibilities, people needing things from you, decisions, noise, pressure. Your brain spends most of the day in reactive mode, constantly responding to the world around you instead of thinking for itself. But at 2 a.m., the world goes quiet. No messages, no expectations, no one needing anything. Psychologists call this psychological safety, when the brain finally feels free from external demands. And the moment that pressure lifts, your mind exhales. It stops reacting and starts thinking deeply, creatively, honestly. That clarity you feel at 2 a.m. isn't special. It's just your brain finally getting space to breathe. 2. Your inhibitions drop, and that's actually powerful. During the day, your brain is constantly self-censoring. Is this idea good enough? What will people think? Am I doing this right? Psychology shows that social pressure and self-judgment consume enormous mental energy during waking hours. You're not just thinking, you're monitoring yourself while thinking. But late at night, that inner critic gets tired. The part of your brain responsible for self-monitoring, the prefrontal cortex, starts to slow down. And when self-judgment fades, creativity rushes in. Writers write their best lines. Musicians hear melodies they never heard before. Thinkers solve problems they've been stuck on for weeks. It's not the time that makes you brilliant. It's the silence of your own inner critic finally shutting up. 3. Night is when you finally meet yourself. Here's something most people never realize. During the day, you're performing for your boss, for your friends, for social media, for everyone around you. You're presenting a version of yourself, edited, filtered, acceptable. But at 2 a.m., the audience is gone. No one is watching. No one is judging. And for the first time all day, you can just be. Psychologists call this authentic self-access, the ability to connect with your real thoughts, real feelings, and real identity without interference. That's why your deepest conversations happen at night. That's why the most honest thoughts come at 2 a.m. That's why you cry at 3 a.m. over things you pretend don't bother you during the day. The night doesn't change who you are. It just removes everything that was covering it. 4. Your brain is chasing a feeling it never got during the day. This one is deeper than most people expect. Psychologists have a term called time autonomy, the feeling of owning your own time, of doing something for yourself, of choosing what you think about with no outside agenda. For a lot of people, the entire day belongs to everyone else. Work owns the morning. Responsibilities own the afternoon. Family or social pressure owns the evening. And then midnight arrives, and for the first time, the time is yours. Your brain recognizes this, and it doesn't want to let go. Staying up late isn't always about not being tired. It's about reclaiming the only hours that truly feel like your own. Psychologists even have a name for this: revenge bedtime procrastination. You're not being irresponsible. You're fighting back against a day that gave you no space for yourself. 5. The 2 a.m. version of you is telling you something important. Pay attention to what you do in those late hours. What do you think about? What do you create? What do you feel? Because psychology says our late-night thoughts reveal our truest desires, the ones buried under daytime obligations and social expectations. The project you work on at 2 a.m. is probably what you actually want to do with your life. The thoughts that visit you at 3 a.m. are probably the ones you've been avoiding all day. The version of you that shows up when the world goes quiet, that's not the tired version. That might actually be the realest version of you that exists. So the next time you're wide awake at 2 a.m. feeling more alive than you did all day, don't just fight it. Ask yourself why. Because your brain isn't broken, it isn't undisciplined, it's just finally honest. And maybe the question isn't why you come alive at 2 a.m. Maybe the question is, why does it take until 2 a.m. for the world to finally leave you alone? If that hit different, subscribe. Because on this channel, we don't just explain psychology, we explain you.